Well, it rained last night. I didn't know it rained that much. I knew it was coming down, but it came down a lot. Let me take you around the farm. I'm under umbrella because it's still raining. It's very light right now, but I don't want to get the camera all wet. We're gonna start up at the garden. We've done this walk before, but I like to come out here just to observe the water flow, where it's going, where it's eroding, where it's sitting, and it helps me figure out how to better plan for the future. Do you remember the mulberry donut, which was the circular ditch that I put around a mulberry tree? Yep, it's holding water. The silky pen does fine because it's elevated. I put a lot of sand in their coop a while back, so they're fine. But look at the ducks. It's a good thing it's a duck pen because they are in water. Their actual coop back at the back, they're dry. That's dry. That's got several inches of sand, so they stay dry in there. But the run part up here is full of water. I think they like it. If you've been paying attention, my farm is divided basically into 3 parts. There's the very back part that is actually it's kind of like 4 parts. There's the very back part that is the woods that I don't go in. I call that kind of like my zone 4, zone 5. I might harvest some timber out of there, but it's mostly just not anything that I use. And then there's the part where the bees are, the apiary. Beyond that, there's a section up closer to the house, what I call the meadow. It's divided by 2 berms. There's a berm over here behind the green shed. You see that berm right there? That berm is the berm closest to the house, and that divides us from the meadow. Well, that's a section that really needs a lot of water management, and I'm working on that. I have somebody that's helping me. His name is Pete. He came out to visit, and he's going to help me come up with a plan for that. In front of that, closer to the house, the lower part, the part that you get to see most of, which is the chicken coops and the house and where the horse lives. There's Maggie. You can see she's got some water in her part there. Up here by the garden is the top swale. This is a swale. You can see that right there. It's a swale that catches a lot of the water that comes down before it gets into the garden. The water that comes out of the chicken coop and sits in that swale. So it's a beautiful little system. On that end, I had some compost that I piled up. That's some compost that came out of the duck coop, which is kind of why it's dug out a little bit, and there's water sitting in there. I'll be putting some organic material and sand probably back into the duck coop. But so this is the top swale. We're gonna walk around and I'm gonna show you once again. Hey Maggie, I'm gonna open your door, okay? That way you can get out. There you go, girl. It's kind of yucky, isn't it? Come on. You can stay in your barn if you want, but you can come out here too. Don't hit my camera, Maggie. There you go. I'm going to put some hay up there for you. She'll come back. I probably shouldn't have let Maggie out because the ground is so wet. She's going to be sinking and sliding. That's why I put the hay back in here, hoping she would go back in and have something to eat. But nope. She's out eating the grass in the rain. The farm is always so sloppy and messy and not a lot of fun when it's raining. None of the animals are having fun. We really don't have a lot of fun, but we are grateful for the rain. We need it. The ground needs it. We go months and months and months at a time with no rain at all. So this is a welcomed resource, but we do need to learn to manage it, which is why I'm showing you the swales, how I'm capturing, and just observing the water so I can better manage it in the future. There's Maggie. Oh, she doesn't like my umbrella. I forgot about that. So here's the second swale. You can see it is holding water nicely. The golden rain tree and the blackberry and the kaya, they're all going to love that water as it soaks in. So we come around that second swale and follow the water flow up to the orchard area. Here we go. You can see this little area here that blew out a year ago. I really need to build that back up to get the water redirect over here. Not that we're having a problem capturing water over here, because we have plenty. Let's walk up here. This is the front corner. This front corner, water flows through here. This is where it goes across the road. You can see it going across the road there, through the neighbor's property, and it goes into a pond and continues on. And this is my mulch garden. It's nice and elevated so that it's not going to hold water, not on top anyway. This little swale here is feeding underneath the mulch garden. All of that water will be soaking in and running this direction. But the orchard now, you know, for a while now it's had this main long swale, and it's doing a beautiful job of holding water. This second row eventually is going to be a swale, and then probably even the third row. That way I can get water to sit level in here instead of pooling up like this. And then beyond the orchard, up toward the road, it just sits in my drainage ditch, waiting to be funneled through underneath the road up there to go away. Let's go check out the tortoise enclosure, because sometimes we get a little water in there and I want to make sure that that is flowing out, draining nicely. Tortoises don't like this cold weather, neither do I. In Texas, you know when it's winter, when you have to wear your sweatshirt in the morning before you go to work, and then after when you come home. Typically, even in the winter, most of the time in Texas, you wear your sweatshirt to work and then you carry it home, often forgetting it at work, and you have to wear another one the next day. Alright, the tortoise enclosures are nice and wet, but they are not holding water. That's good. They look a mess, don't they? Everything looks a mess right now. Check out my one lemon tree that I planted. I took 3 lemons off that tall branch, and it stood back up. I have 2 lemons here on the lower branch that I need to take off so that branch can stand back up. Just for fun, we're gonna walk back to the meadow area to see how the water is flowing through there. This is the middle section in the back that I call the meadow. This is behind that first berm. This is a place that the horse hangs out quite a bit. Let's go over and check out. The water is flowing in. I'm sure last night it was rushing in, but it's kind of down to just a little stream right now. Yeah. Yep. Just flowing across. Flowing down through here. Up here's where I lose a lot of soil, and I knew I would when I did this, but I just needed to make sure the water stayed flowing through here instead of running towards the house. This is mostly dug out by me and sitting up here. It's nice. Like I said, we are working on a plan. I have a buddy that's going to come and help me help me figure this out. This is cool. Can you see that shape in there? That is deposited topsoils. The topsoil is eroding from up here and being deposited right here. When I dug this out, I dug it deeper, hoping that would be the case, that most of my topsoil would be deposited instead of continuing to run out of my property. And you can see it here. Just another heavy rainstorm on the Daddykirbs farm. Eventually we're gonna figure out how to manage all of that water. The front part's looking pretty good. The orchard needs a little sculpting, but for the most part, I like how the water flows and is captured in different areas. That middle part, the meadow, needs a lot of work, and those ducks need food. Hey, thanks for taking that walk with me. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's really cool taking this journey. It's even cooler because you're here with me. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.